Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I couldn't be more happy than to have John Fredrickson here from Miller's Honey Company. Hello, sir. How are you?
Excellent.
Happy to have you here. You know, I'm from Providence. That was my hometown, and that's where you guys at Miller's got your start.
Back in 1894.
Is that right? Wow. That's a little before me.
Yeah, Nephi Miller traded some grain for some bees and grew Miller honey into what it is today.
Wow.
The Miller family has beekeepers in North Dakota, California, in Idaho, the whole works. They're all extended parts of this. And we get a lot of our honey through the family organizations.
How about that? So you guys have been around a long time. What's the key to success? Why is Miller so popular?
One, let me give you a little school on honey.
Yeah.
This is honey in the hive. It's really in a big square frame, and then it comes in the honeycomb. They take it and they put it in a big spinning centrifuge, and the honey goes out and they put it in big barrels straight from the hive. Now on the front you will see where we say we simply take that honey that is provided to us in 55-gallon drums, we put it in a big hot water bath, so we melt it, and then we take it and we strain it through a piece of nylon, then we put it in the bottle.
That's it.
And for the creamy honey, we put it in a big vat, which they have pictures of, and we spin it for a couple hours. Nothing added. It's raw. This is commercial honey.
That's the stuff we find in
This
many
is
stores.
honey that has been highly filtered. It's wonderful honey. It's beautiful. You can see right through it. But it doesn't have all the pollens left in it. It has a lot of the basic minerals and nutrients that have been removed, and we do not do that at Miller.
Yeah, you said that this is even polished. You know.
Oh, that's
at
the
level.
That's the term that they
When
use.
you say that, yeah.
But it also will sit on the shelf and not crystallize for a couple of 3 years, so it has a nice retail situation. Most of the honey in the United States is sold in this form, but when you get good local Intermountain honey, like Miller honey, and there's Cox in Providence, and there's wonderful producers of honey in the state of Utah, even Slide Ridge with their wonderful vinegar that they make. It's phenomenal. But what we want to do today is simply teach you one thing. Back in my day, I found out it's not in her day, we had a thing called Nabisco shredded wheat.
Right.
And we loved to take that Nabisco shredded wheat and drizzle honey all over it. And put the milk on it.
That's the way to eat breakfast right there, my friend.
That's breakfast right there. But I also learned later on that if you take the biscuits and break them up, you can eat it faster.
And you get the honey to saturate in there a little better, right?
And everybody over the age of 50 remembers this type of thing because it was one of the staples of life. So here again, you notice I hold the honey in a string. You put a lot more flavor and a lot less honey. Now, one of the greatest things, I have a neighbor who for most of his life, the only thing he ever has for breakfast is a peanut butter and honey sandwich.
That's probably a good way to start a day, right? Healthy.
And he retired the other day. He's healthy as can be. And here again, we drizzle the honey on it.
I can see how this is an art, the drizzle.
You've said. I want you to practice that.
Okay, I'm gonna practice.
We want you to practice that. And that's his breakfast. It's a wonderful breakfast. It has whole grains. It has honey. It has the whole work. One thing about honey. Last night I took a tablespoon of honey before I went to sleep. It's a sleep aid.
Right.
Now, if I took a tablespoon of brown sugar, it'd have kept me awake all night. But the next thing is if I take a tablespoon of honey in the morning, in this way or this way, it boosts my energy and makes me wake up. A bowl of sugar won't do that. White sugar, brown sugar on your cereal, all it gives you is a fast high. Honey has loads of nutrients and magic properties to it. Now,
That's one of the great things why people use it when they're out riding their bikes.
now,
or
if you will take
for
this,
energy, right?
I got up and made
Yeah.
this salad. This
You want
is
me
a
to drizzle? I'm gonna
This is a
practice the
great
drizzle.
salad. Oh well, first of all, let's put a little olive oil
Okay.
on it, because they tell us that oil and vinegar is one of the better, healthier dressings in life. So I use that all the time, and this is my rice vinegar that I like a lot. Now,
Wow.
put all the honey you want on.
All right. So drizzle from up high.
Oh yeah, just
How am I doing?
you're doing fine. See, I'm only putting on a couple of teaspoons. That'll do it just fine. And then we have that wonderful, now I also use a Utah product called real salt.
Yeah. It's the good stuff, the rock salt.
You've heard it comes from Richmond.
I like the way you make a salad, my friend.
My doctor is a naturopath and a surgeon. He does many things, but he says there's nothing that you can eat better than a salad.
Wow. So
Better
start
than
your
a
day off with the peanut butter and honey and go right to the salad for lunch.
Oh yeah,
That's the way to go.
yeah. And then if you use some Heber Valley raw milk,
Yeah.
then
Yummy stuff.
you're really there. So that's what we do. And
The thing I'm seeing here is that you're just keeping it simple. That's what this is really all about.
life, it should, why mess it up? Now, I use creamy honey. Hand me
Creamy
that.
honey? Which
Hand
one?
me that one
This one?
right there.
Okay.
I use creamy honey to make sandwiches. Now, when you're making a sandwich, you have a choice of honey, or you can put mayonnaise,
Yeah, I'm kind of I'll be honest, I eat a little mayo.
or a salad dressing. Okay? Now, just take a couple of slices of lettuce, and then take your lunch meats and take everything else, and you have a different sandwich, a sweet, wonderful sandwich with more nutrients in it and considerably less fat.
Absolutely. Now, one quick question. Tell me again exactly how you make the creamed honey. What's the difference? The only difference is you
Whip it.
whip it.
We spin it. We spin it in a great big
There's
tub.
our spinning right there
And
happening
we
on
add
TV.
nothing to it, and away they go. There's
Yep.
our spinning tub right there. And so that's what we do. Honey, when you drizzle it on things, just uses a little bit of honey, a great deal of flavor, a tremendous amount of happiness and nutrients, and it's local. Our honey comes from Utah. We don't do a lot of honey in Utah, but Idaho, our surrounding state, has lots of honey. Wyoming and Montana. The largest honey producing state in the nation is North Dakota,
Really?
not California. So if you draw a circle around Yellowstone Park, that's our honey coming down through this Rocky Mountain ridge, and that's where Miller Honey gets their honey. We simply melt it, strain it, put it in the bottle.
And as you said,
Everything's raw.
if you can see through it, don't eat it.
No.
That's the way to go.
No, I use this quite often. I don't want to offend,
No, I don't think you're offending anyone. I think this is the way to go.
but it has more, it's full of stuff. We
Exactly.
like stuff.
When you can't see through
This
it,
is
that's
the
good.
wildflower honey. This is the honey that you get if it's really good if you have lots of allergies. It's in all your stores. It's in every basic grocery store.
You know what I always do too when we have people visiting? I always send them home with a whole honey bear. That's a
Now-
great idea.
They sell these at the airport.
Yep. The little bear.
This is our little bear, and we sell a lot of those for weddings and as gifts. We also sell our beehive at the airport, but we also sell a lot of those for that purpose. And then we have cinnamon honey. That's also in all of your basic grocery stores. So What more
There it
would you
is.
like to know about honey?
I think that pretty well covers it, my friend.
Tell me why it will put me to sleep at night and wake me up in the
So there's two things that I think are good for this. One, it's not pure sugar, which will wake you up. And the other part too, they say this is really good when if you have a sore throat or you have a cough, it lubricates your throat a little bit. Is that my understanding of it?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
So I was pretty correct, pretty close?
Yeah, and
There you go.
they do suggest that you not feed honey to babies and
Right.
up through the age of 1. It's not terribly dangerous, but there's been a couple of incidences, so why take the risk?
Absolutely.
Why take the risk?
John Fredrickson, Miller's Honey Company, thank you so very much. What
Thank
an
you,
awesome
Joe.
display of how to use honey in your life. And a lot of people love to use it when they're out exercising right afterwards to regenerate. And that's a good way to do it, right?
That bottle is we made that specifically as a take-along bottle.
Yep.
You can refill that 1,000 times. The plastics we use in these bottles are for refill purposes and are extremely good plastics. We pay a lot of extra money
Yep, take 'em
for
with you.
that. But when you go biking, hiking, running, the whole works, this is the size to take with you. And
Rebuild with some honey.
and fill it with that.
There you go. John Fredrickson, this is awesome stuff. Miller's Honey Company, they're a Utah product, and you know why. It's the best stuff right here from your backyard. We'll be back with more right here on the Mountain Morning Show after this quick break.